Baiklah, Bapak Ibu sekalian, ada special guest, tamu spesial yang datang hari ini di tengah-tengah kita adalah Profesor George Anwar. Boleh saya undang maju ke depan? Dan kita akan mendengarkan presentasi dan juga motivasi yang akan diberikan oleh Profesor George.
Thank you.
Terima kasih.
I'm more used to speaking to students. Okay, so I've been generously and gracefully asked by Dodi to really talk a little bit about innovation and creativity. So it's not only that Dodi asked, but a lot of us that are in the education industry ask ourselves that question in terms of what is innovation, what is creativity, especially like creativity and innovation. Even though that's our charter in the university, is try to encourage that. It is something that, believe it or not, cannot be taught. Yeah, so one of the important things about innovation and creativity is that creativity has to be nurtured. And innovation, that is something that has to be, for us, from being in academia, and all of us that are here, we have to learn to recognize innovation. To follow on that from the previous presentation, to me, now that is innovation. To be able to teach, even though it's under a bridge. One of the things is, you're gonna see in my presentation, you'll see the facilities that we have to teach, to foster innovation and creativity. Okay, with that, let's formalize what, at least from our perspective, what creativity is. Okay, what is creativity? It's the use of imagination, it's, right, the creativity is basically, right, the use of imagination, right, and original idea. Now, so think about it, okay? It's an original idea. So there are different type of creativity, but basically that is exploratory creativity. Now the other aspect is then transformative creativity, and usually that leads to inventions. Yeah, so there is research, then there is groundbreaking innovation that comes as a result. Because research, it could be successful or it could be a failure. But usually successful research will lead to groundbreaking invention. Now, the other one is combinational creativity. And that one is being able to bring ideas together. It's not that you have to invent something completely new, do research to find everything. Combinational creativity, bringing ideas together. We all have the ability to observe and to see. And the one thing to foster creativity, one is on our own. But what you need to do is you need to observe. And we know we do that. Now, I am sure every one of you know how to do this. Who here is willing to say that they don't know how to complain? Anybody? No? Right? So everybody can complain. Now, where creativity comes in is what you can do to eliminate that complaint. That's creativity. Don't just complain. Just try to fix the problem. And in the attempt to fix the problem, most likely you'll be creative. I would think most of you being associated with XX1, you probably know what Hello Sunday is. But the first opportunity you get, you should go to Hello Sunday and try the Java tea. Now Pak Dodi owes me for that. Give him a hand on that one. Okay, so where does the creativity comes in? Here it is. So this, everybody, right, this could be just a plain ice cream. Plain ice cream. But here, creativity comes in. It's Java tea. It's not just plain vanilla. And then it's a creativity in the sense of bringing a flavor of Indonesia to it. Now, trust me, I'm in the top number one, right, technical university, public technical university in the world. And to me, the way I see Indonesia, all of you must agree that Indonesia is a country of creativity. There is no way we could have 17,000 islands, every single one of them being different, and we say we're not creative. Yeah, So then, look at that. Wow. Who has seen ice cream served with a waffle? What crazy creative person would have thought of that? Yeah, okay, there you go. Absolutely.
Tentu saja.
Then look at that. But you have to look at it in the whole presentation itself. That is creativity. It's just an observation. It's a different way of looking at it, right? Making a different flavor. And everybody can do that. The flavor might not be good, it could be bad, but it's still creativity.
Mungkin
You think of
rasanya
something that's
aneh,
different.
tapi tetap itu kreativitas.
That is something that's important. In a room that is full of managers and you have staff, it is actually all of our responsibility is to nurture
Adalah
creativity.
untuk membangun kreativitas.
That's the one thing that makes us human. We have the ability to be creative. So then what is innovation? Usually the two things. Innovation typically is the process. That process is to bring creativity to life. But creativity is the essence. And trust me, I've been teaching for
Mengajar?
almost 20 years, and I can't teach creativity. All I can do is nurture it. Right? All I can do is let my students know that whatever they thought of is not good enough. It can be better. I ask the question, how can you make it different? Right? What if the wheels of a car is not circular but square? And it turns out in the science you can. You can
Dan-
actually have square wheels
Ternyata
and
di
the, car,
sains-
and the car will move. Yeah, but the road can't be flat. And innovation is everywhere. And what I deal with is technology, but it's everywhere. In sales, in presentation, and again. So anyway, I know I'm going to run out of time really quickly, but creative innovation, the important thing is it cannot be taught. It's among us. You just have to do it. The one thing in doing creativity or trying to do creativity is one, you cannot be afraid of being wrong. You can't be afraid of someone calling you crazy. If someone tells you your idea is crazy, you've got a good idea. You just have to do it, okay? Again, always being encouraged and recognized. To me, I think that's the major role of a teacher, is to be able to recognize that students that is innovative. And then it is our responsibility to be able to nurture it.
Okay.
Anyway, all right. So one way, at least for me, that makes my job easy to nurture is I have a lab like this. This is, again, is equipment so that they can be creative. Another tools for innovation. This is all I give this access to students. Can use this anytime. And at times, these will run pretty much almost 24/7. They can remotely start it from their home with their phone. And what this is, these are 3D printers. Yeah, so rather than printing in text, you can make a drawing and then you'll actually make an object. And I gave all my 3D printed things to Pak.D there, so he has them.
Ketika dimasuk karena Pak Dodi juga.
But there's everything. I mean, students make airplanes that fly, propellers, you name it. With a 3D printer, you can actually now make things that people can't make it before. So here, the creativity of UC Berkeley is their tower, the Campanile. It's a landmark. It's famous. And I show it to a group of Indonesian high school students, and then the youngest girl in the group saw this and then made this. And this is, everybody recognize this one?
Semua tahu ya apa ya?
Ah, Monas, that's right. Yep, and that was printed in Berkeley in about 3 hours. Clearly faster than the real Monas that was built. And then at least I'll show you a video
Ada
of
video.
what students can create. And this again also, I am sure working at XX1, you know who this
B21?
is. Yeah, BB8, right? A few years ago. This came out, I get a group of students that's in my class, and this is what they did. It's their own BB8. Now, it's not just the robot itself. The things inside the robot, I taught them what they need to do, how they need to program, what to build. But where the innovation and creativity comes from, the innovative part is they wanted to be able to show how the inside worked, and it was creativity. So, they decide to have something that is clear glass and about this round. Now, where's the innovation? The innovation is one of the students, while walking across and back home at campus, across campus and on his way home that night, he sees one of the street lamps and it has this glass ball. Cover it. That's just about the size of our BB-8. That could be good.
Ukurannya kayak sama dengan BB-8 kami.
How he was innovative? He took it. So there's one lamppost at UC Berkeley that's
Jadi ada
missing.
satu lampu yang hilang.
Now that's still innovative, okay? So it still works. But anyway, any questions?
Oke, ada pertanyaan mungkin?
I have only 5 minutes. It's a harsh crowd. You're just like my students. Oh yeah, you can.
Okay, yeah, okay, I'm gonna.
Okay.
Okay, so with our job in the cinema industry, with the challenge from the AI, the streaming industry, I think I wanna ask. I'm curious about how can we use innovation and creativity in our job to apply it, like to survive, even to bring it more against the AI competition and the streaming industry?
Oh yeah, that's a good question. It's a mouthful. Okay, first and foremost, that everyone here needs
Kita
to
semua di
walk
sini
out
harus-
believing is AI is not creative. AI does not innovate. It doesn't. So you shouldn't think of it that way. You shouldn't have it fear. Now, in terms of how you compete, so in that sense, you can't compete. You don't want to. You don't need to compete
Kompetisi
with AI.
dengan AI.
Because AI is not creative.
Karena
AI is
tidak
not
kreatif.
innovative. But AI is a tool. And you need to learn. The
Kita
innovation
perlu.
and the creativity is how you
Kreativitas
use
inovasi.
AI. Yeah, you don't want to surrender to AI. So, even now, how we train our students to be better engineers is
lebih baik.
really, we are actually, believe it or not, we are teaching them how to use AI properly. Which means it's a completely different twist in education now.
Ada-
Most traditional education was teachers ask the question and then the student's job is to give the answer. It is not that way anymore. What we have to teach our students is how to
adalah-
ask the correct question. Because if you ask AI the wrong question, AI will be wrong. And that's where the creativity comes in. And
Kreativitas
it's always
datang.
going to be there. That's a good question.
Thank you.